10.
Bill Rizzuto throwing out the first pitch.
9.
Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Oh!
8.
Lawrence Peter Barra, known to everyone as Yogi, star catcher of the New York Yankees.
7.
Here's the payoff pitch. This is it. There it goes. It's out of here.
6.
This ball club will be remembered by me forever because you have heart as big as this city and you showed what being New Yorkers is all about. God bless you.
Yeah.
5.
Hits in 56 consecutive games. That's an all-time record set by the Yankee Clipper Joe DiMaggio.
4.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
3.
Number 3 will never be worn by another Yankee player, but will go to America's baseball shrine at Cooperstown, New York.
2.
Derek Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single. Derek Jeter, where fantasy becomes reality.
1.
That's not the way it's going to be, George. Damn right it is. And if you don't like it, you're fired. You haven't hired me yet.
What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there today? It is yours truly, the Ace, here with my guy NFE from the Strike Zone. How you living, my dude?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm great. Let me ask you something. Has it hit you yet that we're back in the World Series after 15 years?
It hit me the day after, the night after, man. Because I'm like still couldn't believe that the Yankees made it to the World Series after 15 years. But the day after I woke up, I'm like, the Yankees are in the World Series. Like, they're legitimately in the World Series. Like, I am so excited. I can't wait till Friday. Can Friday just get here already, man? Because I'm ready for Game 1. I truly am. I'm ready for the series.
Yeah, I feel you, and I'm excited too, man. I've been on cloud 9 all week. Like 15 years since the last time our New York Yankees were on the biggest stage in MLB. Bro, here's a couple of things that are crazy, right? In 2009, 15 years ago, number one movie was Avatar. I know not a lot of people remember that. Avatar had just came out, kind of like, broke new ground as far as 3D. Here are some of the top songs in 2009. Number one song. Can you guess it? You have any idea?
Is it hip hop? Is it hip hop?
It's sort of in that genre. Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas. Boom Boom Pow was number one in 2009. Poker Face was number 2 by Lady Gaga. Followed by Just Dance, I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. So those were some of the top songs that were on the Billboard chart at the end of, and that feels like so damn long ago, especially when, you're talking about like Poker Face and stuff like that. And it's like, wow. But it has been a long time coming for our New York Yankees, but we are finally here. And I'm going to tell you this, it feels so good to be back. That ALCS, the Yankees wrapped up in 5. The last, I don't know about you, but 3, 4, and 5 were classics. To all the people that were like, this is going to be easy series for the Yankees, blah, 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 easy track to the World Series, they put on a show in games 3, 4, and 5. Now, 3 they lost, 4 and 5 ended up winning. We know what happened with Juan Soto, but I do want to know what your reaction was off that Soto shot in game 5.
Man, so when he hit that ball, I was like, okay, that ball's up in the air. It's high. I was like, it looks like the center fielder he could make the play. It's just the way he was running. Mm-hmm. But the ball kept traveling. It kept moving. And I'm like, is it gone? Is it gone? And then when it was gone, I was like, no way. Are you kidding me? I definitely screamed a little, just a little louder than I normally would. I was like, this guy just hit a 3-run shot. I was like, Juan Soto just hit a 3-run shot. He's just, he's the Yankees hero of this game. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But that at bat though with Juan Soto before that home run, he kept looking at Gaddis, and he kept nodding his head, and he kept saying, and he was saying, "I got this guy. I got him, and I'm gonna get him." He's like, "I got his number," and sure enough, man, he hit that home run. Initially, though, my initial thought, though, I thought that the center fielder was going to make the play.
Yeah,
it's just the way he was reacting to it, but it just kept carrying, and I'm like, no way. I was like, is this real? Like this just happened. This Juan Soto just hit a 3-run shot for the Yankees to take the lead. I was like, they got to wrap this up right now.
Yep. Yeah, so, I think I'm right there with you. I think I screamed a little bit.
I saw your video.
For those that saw my reaction, appreciate you guys. That is actually my most viewed non-live video on the channel. It actually dethroned the Commanders behind the teams, which I'm so happy that's no longer the most viewed video on my channel. But yeah, it was safe to say my voice hit octaves that I didn't even know was possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like, it took me now to recover. My voice is just now getting back. You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait for Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great week where we just really just got to sit back, enjoy it, and just really bask in, like, we made it back after a year where it was just such a roller coaster year. Like we have talked about, a couple of streams ago when I had you on. Got off to such a hot start. You know what I'm saying? We got off to the hottest start you can ask for. June and July was terrible. August was average. You know what I'm saying? We dealt with a lot of stuff. We wanted this guy gone. Clay Holmes blowing saves left and right. And yet, fire Boone, fire Cashman. We hear that every year. And yet, we're right back in the World Series after 15 years, going against the Los Angeles Dodgers. MLB got what they wanted. In the beginning of the year, we knew that they wanted these two teams to match up, and they got it. Dodgers and shout out to everybody.
And you're kind of Ace. I don't know if you notice it. You're coming in a little choppy. I think. Yeah, I know you muted your mic. Go ahead and unmute it. You were coming in a little choppy. You're muted though. Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
StreamYard. I'm looking at it now. The reason why I moved away from StreamYard, I'm looking right at it right now. It's giving me the bars on top. But basically, we're going against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Beat the Mets in 4 games. In 6 games, I should say. 6 games. Yeah, I'm sorry. First of 4 is what I was trying to say, but I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Brandon, Dinger, Big Sports Highlight, Savius, Dev, John the Beagle, Dad, Terry. Thank you all for popping in here. I'm excited for the World Series. I really am. And 4 more wins, and our New York Yankees are back on top of that baseball universe. I cannot wait. Giancarlo Stanton came off the ALCS MVP, went absolutely bananas in the ALCS. What were your thoughts before we move on to the World Series as far as the ALCS? Let's put a wrap to that. What were your thoughts on that?
Overall, the Yankees played some great baseball. I think, that was the best baseball that they have played throughout the postseason, particularly with games 3 through 5. They played some excellent baseball. They showed resilience. They didn't give up. They fought back. They found ways to win. Even when they were down, you've seen it in the past where if this team was down 2-0, they didn't have a fight in them. They would just lose the game, But they stuck with it. They didn't give up. They kept fighting. Against a very good Guardians team. They may have beaten the Guardians in 5 games, but the Guardians are. I'm gonna say this: they're still not a team you want to sleep on. They got guys in that lineup that can hit, and that team will be back next season. They have a solid team. There's a few things that they need to get as far as players go. Maybe they'll sign or trade for some players, but Guardians are a good team. We beat a very good Guardians team, and we beat up. The Yankees beat up their bullpen, which was supposed to be the best bullpen in all of baseball, and the Yankees took care of business as far as that goes. I don't know what it was with the Yankees bats, but they did some work against their bullpen.
Absolutely. Game 5 was a good microcosm to a lot of Yankee series where the bats really didn't show up until Giancarlo Stanton hit that big home run. And then all of a sudden, Soto, we got carried by Stanton and Soto pretty much. But we, like you had said, to your point, we did get to a really good bullpen, like probably the best besides ours. Our bullpen's pretty good too. We did get to one of the best bullpens we're going to face from a competition standpoint that we're going against. You know what I'm saying? The Royals were a good team. The Guardians were a good team, but the Yankees handled their business, and here we are in the World Series. We're 4 wins away, and I still feel like we have yet to play our best brand of baseball. You know what I'm saying? We have yet to see the Yankees really go out there and really dominate, so that could bode well going into this matchup. Dodgers versus Yankees, though. 2 best teams in the league, definitely the best team in the NL, best team in the AL, squaring off. Here are a couple of stats, right, for both teams. In home runs, Yankees 237, Dodgers 233. We were first in the league, they were third. Walks, we were first with 672. They were second with 602. Obviously, a lot of those come at the hands of Soto and intentionally walking Judge, shit like that. Runs scored, they're ahead of us. They were second, we were third. They were second with 842, we were 815. And OPS, they were first with 781, and we were third with 762. So it's no surprise that these 2 teams are facing off. These are the 2 best teams in baseball. And I know Rob Manfred is so happy that they're facing off, especially after last year where it was the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, you know what I'm saying? But now you have the 2 big teams facing off, and I'm just so ready for this series. Dodgers definitely going to have some different obstacles that we're going to have to face. They're definitely very top heavy like we are. Pitching wise, I think we're the better when it comes to pitching, and bullpen, I definitely think we're better with them when it comes to bullpen. What do you think about the matchup against the Dodgers coming up?
It's going to be, 2 number 1 teams in their respective leagues, man. You get 2 number 1 seeded teams. The Dodgers had the best record in the NL. The Yankees had the best record in the AL. And it's not going to be, this is not going to be, none of these games that they're going to play against, when they play against each other, are going to be blowouts. Both the lineups, scary. I'm scared of the Dodgers lineup. I am. You know what I mean? Like those guys can hit. You have Shohei Ohtani, you got Mookie Betts, you got Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, Tommy Edman, he's been killing the ball too. Kike Hernandez, who's another one. He's been a Yankees nightmare. To name some of the bats. The Yankees have the bats too. The Yankees have the bats, but I think the key factor in the Yankees lineup is going to be Aaron Judge. And if Aaron Judge can come through in this World Series, if he can get fired up, forget it. You get him, you get Soto, Giancarlo, and Gleyber Torres. You get that 1 through 4. Firing on all cylinders. The Yankees bats can hang with the Dodgers bats. And, you had mentioned the pitching. I think the Yankees have the advantage there. I think the Yankees have the advantage with the pitching. The Dodgers only have the 3 starting pitchers. And so they're going to be heavily reliant on their bullpen, which, their bullpen's been good. I can't deny that. Their bullpen's been really good. But the Yankees bullpen has been solid this postseason. So I feel like the Yankees bullpen can do their job versus the bullpen of the Dodgers. So I think the big thing that the Yankees have to shut down and execute is shutting down the Dodgers offense, which is going to be hard to do, because they got guys in that lineup they could hit, and there's a few of those guys that I am a little worried about, but I think the Yankees are the Yankees could pull this off, though. I feel like they can pull this off.
Yeah. Dodgers, no joke offensively. They slugged the hell out of the Mets, but the Mets also did walk them a lot in that entire series, and they took full advantage of that. That's what it's going to come down to, our pitching versus their hitting at the end of the day, because I do think we have the advantage everywhere else. And our lineup looks a lot different than we faced them. Obviously, they beat us 2 out of 3 in the regular season, but here's just a brief taste of the lineup, because remember, at the time, Soto had just gotten banged up. So he had actually missed that entire series. June 7th, 2024, we first went against the Dodgers. The lineup was Volpe leading off, which at the time, he was kind of very streaky. Verdugo was in the 2-hole. Aaron Judge, right field, Giancarlo Stanton behind him. After that, you had Trent Grisham behind Giancarlo. Gleyber Torres was not in the leadoff spot at the time. Then you had LeMahieu at first, Waldo at third, and Jose Trevino catching. This lineup that we're about to put out there is not that lineup at all. And we've gotten some good productivity for some guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, like you said, Judge needs to step up. It's as simple as this. We are not winning this series unless Aaron Judge steps up exponentially. It's as simple as that. But Gleyber Torres is batting amazingly at the top. He's had a great postseason. 297 with 11 hits, Gleyber Torres, tied for our most hits with Juan Soto. Right after him is Giancarlo Stanton. Those are our only 3 guys in double-digit hits. But you're getting good at bats from the bottom of our lineup. I think one of the keys to this series is going to be which bottom of the order can actually come through and be productive. If we can get some productivity from Volpe, Wells, who is probably going to be stayed down in the order, he has not looked good at all. And then maybe Alex Verdugo as well. But it's for us, it starts at the top. Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto have been carrying us. Like, it seems like they're on base at the beginning of every single game. You know what I'm saying? And Judge just has to come through there in those big situations. But bat-wise, you got to watch out for Ohtani. Like, hopefully Nestor Cortez comes back, so you get another lefty out there. Tim Hill also had a good AODS. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get, at least 3 lefties out there with Meza, Nestor, and Hill to combat Ohtani whenever he comes up. Mookie Betts, can't sleep on him. Freddie Freeman's still banged up. We don't know what he's going to be. But the Dodgers have a good team. No one is sleeping on them. This is definitely going to be the best hitting lineup that we faced. I feel like against the Royals, we faced the best pitchers that we were going to face. Against the Guardians, we faced the best bullpen we're going to face. And now we're going to face the best hitters that we're going to face. And I'm really, really hoping that the Yankees can punch through against this lineup and get number 4 and get 4 more wins.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, you nailed everything. You nailed everything on the head, man. I think the Yankees, personally, if I had to make a prediction as far as how many games,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll get into that. But Yankees have to. Yeah, the Yankees pitching has to show up. And I know you said made a mention of Nestor Cortez, which we know he's going to be added to the roster. That was already said. But kind of wonder because I know you mentioned 3 lefties. Do you think Tim Meza remains on the roster then?
I think it's possible. I think it's very possible because you're going to want to load up those lefties in case you get to that bullpen early, and you're going to have to face Ohtani and their lefties. Fortunately for us, they don't have a lot of lefties for us to face against.
Only have 1.
Yeah. So, and that's been our biggest weakness. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to pitching, we know what the matchups are. It's going to be Garrett Cole versus O'Flaherty versus Jack Flaherty. Game 1, you know what I'm saying? Yankees sought after him. They didn't get him. Flaherty looked okay in the NLDS. Game 2, he kind of really got his second game, I should say. He got hit around against the Mets. Then we're going against Yamamoto, another guy the Yankees wanted, with Carlos Rodon. And then Walker Buehler versus Clark Schmidt in Game 3. But then we got ourselves, they're going to have a bullpen game because they ran out of starters at that point. What will we do? I would say, Game 4, you're probably going with Garrett Cole again. I'm saying we're getting Garrett Cole at least 3 times a series, 1, 4, and 7. And I'm thinking, man, if the Yankees can get themselves a nice little, we got to split in LA. It's at the very minimum, you have to split in LA. But if by some chance they were able to get 2 in LA, that puts them in a great position to maybe finish this one out in New York. But I don't expect this. I expect this to go, it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be an easy series. It's really going to depend on whose bats get going, and our pitching is going to have to hold them. Our bullpen, I do think, is better than theirs, but we did see, Clay Holmes get a little touched up this past series. He's been good in the playoffs. We did see Luke Weaver, get touched up as well, but Weaver did bounce back. So I think ultimately that's what it's going to ultimately come down to is our pitching versus their hitting.
Yeah, and like I said, if the Yankees starting pitching can shut down their offense, the Dodgers offense, the Yankees will be in good hands. And as long as the Yankees bats come through against the Dodgers pitching, the Yankees will be in good hands. And, just real quick with Flaherty's ERA, right? Just to tell you his ERA, 7.04, right? Yamamoto, 5.11. Buehler, I haven't seen his, but I wanted to look at Flaherty's and Yamamoto's ERA. Their ERAs are pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Yamamoto hasn't gotten past the 5th inning.
Right. And with the starting pitching, listen, I mean, usually in the postseason, starting pitchers, they don't make it. They're on average, they're probably pitching a little over 4 innings. And then you got to go to the bullpen. So, and it's gonna be heavy bullpen use by both teams. But where I think the Yankees have the advantage, they have a guy like Nestor, he's gonna be a fresh arm. And I wanted to throw this out there. Do you think the Yankees add another arm to the bullpen? You think they go 13?
Who are you thinking?
Pitchers total?
And before we get into that, oh yeah, thank you, Jake. I was just about to ask you to drop that link to Strike Zone.
Oh, appreciate you.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Strike Zone. Possibly, because this is the thing. We haven't really used our bench pieces as far as hitting wise. You know what I'm saying? Like Dominguez has come out to run. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Duke Ellis came in earlier to run. Cabrera came in as late game, situational, defensive replacement, and he was on the base as well, Birdie. So we really haven't used like guys like Trent Grisham, and obviously Trevino has to stay on there as well. I could see us maybe adding an extra pitcher. You having to bring up Nestor Cortez is going to take up that extra pitcher spot. So. And then you got to realize Mark Leiter Jr. might be up there as well, because initially he wasn't on the roster until Ian Hamilton got hurt. So he's definitely going to be there as well. I'm sure they'll release that probably tomorrow at the earliest, when we'll start seeing the actual roster out there. And lineup-wise, they're probably not going to release that until Friday. But I would imagine you bring up Nestor Cortez, Meza will probably be back up there, and Tim Hill, just to kind of combat them with them extra lefties.
Yeah, no, because I was thinking if correct me if I'm wrong, but you could add a pitcher and drop a bat, for a roster move, or does it have to?
Could. Yeah, you could.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking if maybe the Yankees also add Cody Poteet, and maybe they take Trent Grisham out of the roster, right?
Yeah.
Because Trent Grisham hasn't really played. They haven't used him. So adding that extra pitcher would be two fresh arms for the Yankees. And I think something like that would be huge. And, you still have Mark Leiter Jr., because he's still a fresh arm when you think about it. He only pitched in the ALCS, so I feel like he'd be all right. So that's why I was wondering, if you're going to have, having 3 lefties, that would be huge. But I would also wonder who they would take out. I mean, would it be another reliever and a bat, or would they just add Nestor Cortez and call it good?
Yeah. Well, we're definitely got to see when that comes out. You also have to realize you'll have Stroman available if the game gets out of hand, and you can have him eat up innings that way you're not going to the bullpen. Also, a guy like Jake Cousins is a guy that he didn't pitch that much in the ALCS, but he did give us really good, and he looked really good when he did pitch. So look for him to eat innings, because before that we were mostly just using Tim Hill, Clay Holmes, Luke Weaver. Ian Hamilton had the one, and then he got injured. You know what I'm saying? With him, it's just he just can't get past these injuries, man. Like a foot injury going towards the base, it's just like, come on, man. But Mark Leiter Jr., a lot of, especially me, when he first came in, I was like, oh shit, like here we go. And he actually did pretty well. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have Nestor Cortez, back as well. So I think bullpen wise, they might bring up that extra arm. But realistically, if we're going Cole 3 games, especially, I'm not concerned about Cole the first game. Game 4, maybe, because he'll be on shorter rest, but it really depends on how the series has gone since then. Like, Garrett Cole has to give us a good first game. Like, game 1, Garrett Cole versus Jack Flaherty. If we can get to Jack Flaherty early, that bodes well for, we need really good at-bats from Gleyber Torres to continue to have good at-bats, Juan Soto as well, Aaron Judge to come through. If we're able to get to Flaherty early, they get into that bullpen, that burns out their bullpen, especially for game 4, because it's going to be a bullpen game for them. They don't have any other starters that will throw out there on that short of rest. So I feel like game 1 is going to be very pivotal. We're going to need a long outing from Cole and a short outing from Flaherty, and I think it starts the series off pretty well.
Yeah, game one is key. Game 1 is key. If the Yankees could take game 1, I'm all for it. But game 2, listen, if the Dodgers take it and it's a split in LA, I'll take a split in LA going back to New York. I'll take a split. What I don't want is the Yankees to be down 2-0.
Yep.
So whether the Yankees win game 1 or win game 2, I'd rather them win game 1 because that'll put me a little bit more at ease, honestly. So as long as they could split in LA and with them taking game 1, I'll be happier. And then go 1-1, and then go back to the Bronx, and then game 3 you'll probably see Clark Schmidt pitch. And game 4, I know you said Garrett Cole, but I think the Yankees said they were going to put Luis Hill for game 4, but I could very well be wrong.
When I looked it up, we only have the first 3 matchups because when I looked it up, now granted, Luis Hill could go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But let me ask you something. What would you do if, let's say Yankees were up 2-1, we take game 1 in LA, lose game 2, you win Clark Schmidt start. You're up 2-1. Would you throw Cole out there with a chance to get a 3-1 lead, or would you go Luis Hill and save Cole for game 5? Because if you save Cole for game 5, that's it. He's done. If you pitch him in game 4, you could at least pitch him on short rest in game 7.
I mean, whenever I can use Cole, I'll use Cole. I would love it. I would love to use Garrett Cole whenever I can. But the thing is, it's the rest. Is he going to be okay with the rest, with the short rest? That's my concern with Garrett Cole. Or else, if the rest, if him resting wasn't a concern, I'd be like, yeah, let's throw him out there. Let's get him out there. I want to see him. But that's my only concern with Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I feel like dude, this is the final stretch. Like,
I understand.
I'm going 1-3. I'm going 1-4-7 with Cole. I'm telling you, man. Like, if it goes that far, because and I'm sure he'll be game for it. There's no way he's not going to be competitive for him. Be like, you know what, let's go. But Cole's our best pitcher. He needs to pitch the majority of the time in this series. Now, I'm not against Luis Hill. It really just depends on what's going on. But if it was me personally, I'm going Cole 1-4-7. Like, come out there game 1. If the bats get going, maybe take him out in the 6th inning. You know what I'm saying? If we have ourselves a decent lead, which we can hit Flaherty. We really can. Yamamoto is going to be a little bit of a question mark because, we haven't really faced him too much. He hasn't gone past 5 innings in this playoff, so maybe we'll get into that bullpen. And I feel like Buehler we can get to as well. Their pitching doesn't really scare me. It really doesn't. Like, I do feel like the Royals had the better pitchers, but I don't their pitcher really doesn't scare me. Me personally, like I said, Cole, Rodon, Schmidt, Cole, Hill, and then we'll see what happens from there, in my opinion. That's at least what I would do. But it's all going to be, if the bats are going to get going. If the bats get going, we'll see. But it's not going to be an easy series. It's really not. But give me your MVP of this series. Because when this is over, we're going to have a World Series MVP. If the Yankees are able to pull this off, who do you predict is going to be the World Series MVP?
World Series MVP, and I hope he does get it. He's deserving of it. He's been waiting for too freaking long.
Aaron Judge?
Let's go Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what a better time to get going than now. You got 4 more wins. Judge is batting 161 on the year, on the postseason. It's going to be tough. I'm going to say Juan Soto.
Yeah.
I just think, dude, we saw that at bat. Juan was made for this stage. He's locked in. Like, this is what he does best. I think I would love to see Judge get one, but I think Juan Soto will ultimately get that that World Series MVP. And let me tell you this, I can't wait, man. Like, game 1, 8 o'clock. Are you calling a game at all? You calling any games?
I actually won't be calling the game. I will be doing a pregame though, so I'm definitely I'm hyped up for the pregame for that. But I will most definitely do a pregame. So I'll be going pregames for all the games. So I'll have you jump on one of them for sure.
Oh,
so,
I'm down.
Yeah.
All the games are 8 o'clock. 8:01.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
yeah,
put down in the chat, guys. Thank you all for popping in here. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to the Ace Avenue and NFE's channel. Appreciate everybody that's popping in here. We're just having a real quick World Series discussion with my guy NFE. Predictions. Put your predictions down in the chat, guys, as far as What do you think this will finish in? Go ahead, NFE. What's your prediction for this series?
My prediction for the series, it's a bold take, but I'm gonna go Yankees in 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
What games do we take?
I'll say game 1. Game 1. Game 3, game 5. So all the odd ones. I'm gonna say game 1, game 3, game 5.
Jacob said Yankees in 7. Man, if it goes 7, bro, that's gonna be a nail biter. Like, be great for the channels, but I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat because everything is magnified in the game 7. Me personally, I'm going 6. I'm going right there with you. Here's my thinking, right? And it just because it sounds nice. We beat the Royals in 4, Guardians in 5. Let's go beat the Dodgers in 6.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I think we actually, realistically though, that's what I think will happen. But do you know what I actually want to happen? Yankees in 5. Because I would love to celebrate with those Yankee fans that deserve it in Yankee Stadium. That would be great. Now, the only way I think we get it at 5 is if we take the first 2 in LA. If we somehow take the first 2 in LA, like we're able to win off the back of Cole, Rodon's able to shut him down. Rodon hasn't done terrible in this postseason. If we're somehow able to take the first 2 games, I could see us going 5. But at the same time too, the Dodgers also are a tough team to get out because they were down to 2 elimination games against the Padres. Can't really count them out. But ultimately, I think 6 sounds about right. If it does go to 7, it's going to be, dude, that last series was almost giving me a heart attack. I don't know if I could take game 7, man, but I'll be here for it. But it was a good time, man. It really was.
Yeah, as much as I would love for the Yankees to take it in 5, I don't see it happening. Jacob.
Pass out, boy. Nah, I don't think it's going to look. I want it to go in 5 only because it would be so nice. Imagine Yankee Stadium and how lit it would be if they actually finished. Yeah. But of course, that's because of the playoff format 2-3-2. If it was the old day where it's 2-2, 1-1-1, then 6 would be great. But it's going to be a tough one, man. This is not going to be a pushover series.
No.
Like we talked about keys to the game. Our starters are better than theirs. I really do think that. You know what I'm saying? They're start heavy like we are. It's going to come down to the bottom of the lineups, in my opinion. And bullpen, I think we definitely have the better bullpen when it comes to them. Give me, though, who do you think is going to be the best arm out of the pen, though?
Best arm out of the pen? You know what, man? And he's looked impressive. I'm gonna go Tim Hill.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Tim Hill. I could easily say Weaver. I could say Cousins, but Tim Hill, man, he's been clutch. He's been super clutch in this postseason. So I've been very impressed with him. He was another one of those a player that was picked up on waivers from the White Sox, of all teams. So I'll go Tim Hill.
Tim Hill has pitched in 7 of the 9 games, a 1.59 ERA, 5.2 innings pitched, has given up 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned though.
Yeah.
Only 1 earned run. 1 walk. Yeah, he's pitched really well. And shout out to, this is the thing. Okay. We got to give shout outs to Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone. As much as people want them fired at the end of the day, like they're not going anywhere after us reaching the World Series. They're not going anywhere. But for Cashman to find these guys off the street, Luke Weaver, Tim Hill, Jake Cousins, Tommy Kahnle, who we got from the Dodgers. You got Kahnle and Verdugo, former Dodgers going against their old teams. For them to find these guys off the streets, they've been playing really well. So yeah. Luke Weaver could be our future closer. He's been playing very well. Tommy Kahnle, look for him to possibly have a big series. But Tim Hill, I'm going to say pitcher-wise, it would be easy to go Luke Weaver. It would be easy to say Clay Holmes. He got kind of hit around his last couple of outings. Now his ERA is up to 3.52 after, his scoreless streak. But I'm going to say
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say when 2 teams play each other in the playoffs and both teams are going to be very familiar with each other's bullpens. At some point, they're going to get hit. Yeah, it starts. So, I mean, that happens to every pitcher, but go for it, man. Sorry, I wanted to.
No, you're good. That's why I'm looking at somebody like Jake Cousins, right? We
Yeah.
need Cousins because with Cousins, before he got hurt, he was dominant. And that slider was looking a little nasty. His ERA is up 6.75, but that's also because, he hasn't pitched that many innings and he's given up like about 3 runs. So he kind of came back, was kind of still finding himself. But if we can get a guy like Cousins going, Weaver to shut things down, to me, it's about bridging the gap to Luke Weaver. Who's going to be those bridge guys? Because Rodon hasn't gone the distance. So our starting pitchers really haven't given us a lot of innings. So who are going to be those bridge guys? You're looking at guys like Clay Holmes. You're looking at guys like you had said, Tim Hill. Also looking at guys like Cousins and Canely to bridge over to Luke Weaver. It's as simple as that. Like that's the only concerning part to me. Like the bridge guys going into Weaver, because I do have the utmost faith that Weaver will be able to shut things down.
Yeah, Weaver. I mean, Weaver's been impressive. Ever since they moved him to the closer role, he's been lights out. Yeah, he had that one blown save against Cleveland, but I'm not worried about that. It's inevitable. Again, it's one of those things where you get familiar with the opposing bullpen or opposing pitching. You're gonna know how to hit them. You're gonna know you're gonna know what pitches are coming, and you get yourself familiarized. But Weaver's been lights out, man. And I know he has an option for 2025, and I think the Yankees are definitely going to exercise that option. It's not going to cost them a lot. So Weaver's been phenomenal. And the thing is, I hope it doesn't come into a situation with Weaver where they're going to use him for have him pitch for 4 or 5 outs. Now I understand it's the World Series, it's the postseason. I get it. You do what you have to do, but I'd rather see Luke Weaver come in and just pitch for 3 outs, and that's it. But I know that probably isn't going to happen just because it is the World Series, and you got to be ready at all times. So
yeah, I brought up the Dodgers stats.
Mm-hmm.
And their pitching, it's like what you said, Yamamoto 5.11, Flaherty 7.04, Buehler's got a 6 ERA. Those guys are big arms out of their pen. Knack 15 ERA, Grove 27 ERA, Honeywell 4.7 ERA. I mean, they got a couple of guys that are in the ones, stuff like that, but I think this is a team that we can get to. I really do. Like, it's going to be tough. But I do think ultimately the Yankees will take this in 6. And, man, I would love nothing more than for them to be able to handle it. But they got hitting is what scares me, though, man, for them.
Yeah, their offense is what scares me as well. But I'm not, and I'm not, I don't know about you, but I'm not concerned about the Yankees starting the series out in LA, because when the Yankees play away from the stadium, they play exceptionally well. And they had, they had the best record in all of Major League Baseball. They won the division series in Kansas City. They won the championship series in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So they could very well win the World Series in LA.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have, if they did it in 6, they would have to do it. But like I said, I'm crossing my fingers for 5, man. Just one time. Just one time. Can we get it easy, like stress-free series? Like, because if it goes 7, boy, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be a nail biter, but I mean, I wouldn't if it goes 7 though. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going. D-Rod, it's up to you, man. If you don't want to exercise, I can't force you. You could be a couch potato.
Yeah. David says he likes Nestor coming out of pen, long relief, and someone to save a shaky starts.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. He's right.
Yeah, Cole needs to dominate ASAP. Yeah, Cole needs I would love. All right, obviously you'll be doing it on your show. For game 1, man, what do you think your Cole predictions would be? Because I want him to go at least 7 1/3, 7 2/3, really dominate and show that, because he's the best pitcher that's left.
Yeah, I won't give my prediction, but what I would love for Garrett Cole if the man went 6 innings, I'll take that from him all day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'll take 6 innings. If he can go, if he can pitch 6 innings, and the Yankees have a healthy lead, give me that all day. Give me that all day. But I will save my prediction though for when I do the pregame on Friday.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, if you want to jump on, man, by all means.
I'll be there. I'll definitely be there.
All right,
any predictions to the actual lineup? What do you think the lineup's gonna look like?
Lineup wise, I think the 1 through 3 is going to be the same. I think you're going to go Glaber, Soto, Judge. I think Giancarlo is going to be in the number 4 spot. I think it only makes sense. Number 5, you're going to see probably Jazz Chisholm, right? At
who's
6,
struggling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's struggling. He's struggling
147.
mightily.
Yeah.
In the 6th hole, you'll probably see Rizzo after him, would be my guess, because Rizzo's been actually he's been good.
429.
Yeah.
This is the thing with Rizzo. It's only 5 games, small sample size, but 429 is impressive.
Right.
The thing with Rizzo, you can tell he's not trying to do too much. Like we talked about earlier, and I was on Uptown Sports Channel talking about it as well. Rizzo's power numbers aren't there. So what is he doing? Taking the pitch to where it was hit at. If it's on the outside corner, he's going to take it to left field. It's as simple as that. He's just getting on base and keeping that line moving. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. Also, a guy that's had a great series, and I'm so happy that he has. Anthony Volpe is killing it this series. 310 for Volpe, 6 runs scored, 9 hits, one hit away from joining joining Stanton, Soto, and Glaber in double digits. He's got a double, 8 walks for Anthony Volpe in this postseason. That leads the Yankees. He's having great at-bats. His OPS is 804. That's the type of stuff that if we would have seen all season long, he probably could have had himself an all-star year this year.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember, but you might have heard me say this, but Volpe was the guy that I really wanted to step up in the postseason.
Same.
And he has. And I'm happy for him. I'm like, man, if you were doing this in the regular season, man, I wouldn't be critical of you. It's not that if I'm critical of a player, I'm not bashing them. It's me saying, hey, you could be better. You need to be better. And that's what this is where, in the postseason, I was critical about Austin Wells. I was critical about Jazz Chisholm because they weren't performing right at the plate. But hopefully, hopefully they, the bats come alive. I like the fact that that Wells is in the 8 hole, which I think he'll still continue batting there. If they put him at 9, I'd even be happy with that. But I think we need to go. I think 8 is perfect for
I still
Wells.
like Verdugo at 9. I still like Verdugo.
Yeah, Verdugo at 9 is good, and you know what, Verdugo has been fine this postseason. I think his batting average is what, 200?
194.
194. Okay, so yeah his batting average.
He came up with some big hits though.
That's what I'm saying. He did come up with some big hits. But his defense in the outfield, you can't complain about it, and that's been my thing this whole entire time, and I know I was getting some resistance on that before the postseason because I know everybody wanted to see Dominguez, and I'm much love to Dominguez, and I still say he will be playing next year for the Yankees, even though I prefer him in center field. But this is why Verdugo needed to be starting. You're not going to sit Verdugo. Verdugo's been there before. Mm-hmm. So I've been very boisterous about starting Verdugo over Dominguez. I know I was getting a lot of resistance from people on that, but I understand.
Yeah. Couple of things that kind of concerned me in this series, right? We're going to have to play cleaner in this series. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, because, we're going to, at this point in time, your mistakes are magnified. We can't continue to have the base running blunders because we got away with a lot of base running blunders. Like, the Guardians out mistaked us. Rocchio had 3 big errors that cost them 3 runs, including keeping that inning alive 4-1 Soto, because that double play would have got them out of the inning. and instead kept them on base. And Soto, that was all she wrote. Soto hit a yard, but we're going to have to clean up some stuff because the Dodgers will make us pay for the mistakes. Base running errors, we can't continue to have base running blunders, in my opinion. Can't continue to get guys thrown out. On the field, we haven't seen many errors on the field. That one play from Volpe a couple of series ago, but we've been making a lot of mistakes in the base running errors. Luis Rojas, how did you feel about Rojas sending Glaber on that Soto hit?
So I'm probably going to be on the minority on this. I understood why Rojas sent him home. I thought, honestly, I know Torres isn't really a fast runner, but the way where that ball was hit, and again, I know Torres isn't a fast runner. I thought he would have made it home. I honestly thought he would have made it home. And it's a playoff game. So you're trying to score early. You're trying to get on the board early, and you're trying to wrap it up. You want to wrap up the series so you can move on to the next. So I understood Rojas's call in that game, and I know Rojas has made a lot of mistakes, waving people home, a ton of mistakes. But that one, I did defend him in, actually.
Yeah.
So I understood why. But yes, hindsight's 20/20. Maybe he shouldn't have sent him home. But I honestly thought Torres had a shot. I really did.
The players have to be smarter as well. Like if you don't feel like, because Glaber did have a slight stumble around third. The second that you stumble, go back to third. Like I get being aggressive. I'm completely for that, especially considering we've seen 4 times this series. Judge has had 2 runners on with nobody out, 2 runners scoring position, haven't been able to come through. So I get being aggressive, but at the same time too, I still want Judge to have an opportunity with Soto and Glaber in scoring position, nobody out. It could definitely build you some momentum where a productive out gets you home a run. But, at the end of the day, it didn't kill us because, if it wasn't for that, Soto wouldn't have had his moment at the end of the day. So
right. And that's the thing, right? I looked at it from the other side too. It's just, if Torres stopped at third, then they could have had runners on second and third. Would Judge up to bat, that would create an opportunity. But sometimes in the postseason, you got to be aggressive. You have to make, you got to make those calls. So, it didn't cost the Yankees a loss, thank God. So they still ended up winning the game. I mean, clearly now they're in the World Series. So, that mistake, it was made up. So it was it didn't affect them at all. So, but the base running, there's been a little bit of a concern with the base paths with the Yankees. Surprisingly, defensively they've been really good, other than that Volpe error. But defensively they've been really good. Outfield, infield, really good. Catching, Austin Wells has done well defensively. His framing has been a little bit better too. I know you've been big on the framing.
It's hard to frame well too when umpires are shit.
Yeah, well,
it really is. Like it really is. They've been bad.
The umpires have been terrible. Yeah, there's no doubt. But no, the base running is really like you cannot make a mistake with the base running, because the Dodgers defense, particularly with their infield, they could hold their own. That infield is really good. Their outfield, they're not that bad either. So, I mean, you cannot afford to make mistakes, because those mistakes could lead to something worse. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 2 days, man. We got 2 more sleeps tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Friday is going to drag. Like for real. You're going to be live on Friday, right? You said?
Oh, I'm definitely going live for the pregame. I would have gone live for the play-by-play. I'm definitely going to do one of the play-by-plays, or a couple of them. I'm going to do play-by-plays for sure. So I just need to figure out dates and times and just make sure I'm good. But Friday I won't be able to do, but I'm definitely going live for the pregame, no doubt. So I am so hyped up for that one. I hope the chat is packed.
So make sure you guys subscribe for his pregame, for NFE's pregame. I'll be there. I'll pop in, show some love, man. Getting ready for the 8:00 start time. That's all I'm doing Friday. World Series. I can't wait. And I hope that our New York Yankees finish it out. We are 4 wins away. This 2024 season is wrapping up. We only got 2 more weeks of baseball, which is cool, but it's kind of sad at the same time too, man. This baseball season absolutely flew by. But let's just hope that the Yankees can cap it off with a W.
Yeah, no, it did. I was just saying, I was agreeing with you that it definitely flew. It definitely flew by. And yeah, like I said, for the pregame on Friday, I'll definitely send you a link, man. So once I get it all set up.
Cool. Yeah, because by then we should know the whole roster and pretty much the lineups and everything. So I can't fucking wait, man.
Dude, yeah, so you and me both, man. But I think that roster, you know what? I think that roster is probably going to come out on Friday too, because every time they've advanced, the roster always came out the same day as game one, whether it's DS or CS. So I think it's going to happen I think you're going to see the roster on Friday. It would be my guess, but hey, I'll take tomorrow too.
This is coming from an Orioles fan right here, Trey.
Oh, Trey's all right. Shout out to Trey. Cool.
Okay.
Trey was good for the regular season. Now it's time for Judge to crown himself. Hey, this is Judge's opportunity right here, man.
Facts. I mean, we saw what happened when they were celebrating. You saw Giancarlo Stanton patting Judge in the back like, yo, we got you, Cap. But now we need you. Like, we're not going to win this without Aaron Judge. Like, so far, we've been able to win it without Judge. But I'm not sitting here saying he has to homer every at-bat. But he needs to have some good at-bats.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to keep that line moving. We got to start hitting with runners in scoring position. We say it all the time. Situational hitting. We say it all the time. Like, early situations, Yankees have had chances to put runs on the board, put the pressure on the other team. We haven't been able to do it. We've been resilient enough to fight back, but we have to get early runs on the board, especially against this team. Like, I don't think they're going to be hitting us as hard as they hit the Mets because our pitching staff is better than the Mets, but they still have very good bats. Like, Betts is a good bat. Like, Betts, Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez killed us in the regular season.
Yeah.
He single-handedly killed us in those 3 games. Kike Hernandez is playing very well. Who's that other guy that's killing it for them right now?
Tommy Edman?
Edman's killing it.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that had 11 straight on base or hits or whatever?
Yeah, Edman was on fire, man. Edman was on fire. I mean, don't forget about Max Muncy. He's another one, right? That entire lineup, man. The Dodgers lineup is
they could hit.
They could hit. I mean, that's all I've been seeing from them, but they are beatable. And they almost think about it. They almost got beat by the Padres. So, if the Padres almost beat them, right? And the Padres, they're no slouches, but let's see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it because there's superstars on both teams, and the ratings are going to be through the roof.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can only imagine with the Latino community and the Japanese community, they're all going to be tuning in, man. So it is going to be bonkers. Yep. This World Series is going to be. I think it'll. You know what, man? I might. It's a bold take, but I think it'll be in the top 5. Easily.
Top 5
World Series.
Oh, okay. I mean, ratings wise, is going to be there. You're going to get those international dollars. You have the 2 best teams, the 2 best star-studded teams facing off. Ohtani, you know how much they glaze the hell out of him. That's exactly what it is. Aaron Judge has been flying under the radar this because the Ohtani hype and Stanton's been locked in and Soto's him. But the 2 best star-studded teams. It's simple as that. Garrett Cole's another one. Dude, this is the best matchup that we possibly could have got. This is exactly what MLB wants. And at the end of the day, what's up, L.I. Yang King? What up, man? Says you still can't believe we're in the World Series, dude. How many times have you watched that Soto home run?
Bro.
And chat too. How many times have you guys watched it?
I've lost count.
Facts, bro. It's like I wake up. It's like I wake up like, I think I'm gonna watch the Soto home run today. Like before I go to bed.
I'm laughing at D-Rod's comment.
Which one? Oh man, come on, D-Rod. L.I. King says about 500.
Oh, but I was gonna say from a business standpoint, real quick, standpoint, it's going to be great for Major League Baseball. Their mouth is just watering right now because it's going to bring in a lot of revenue, and it's money talks, man. I mean,
I do feel bad.
This is what they wanted.
I do feel bad because everybody's talking about this. Other content creators, sports talk radio, they're all talking about it. I feel bad for the regular fan getting priced out though. They said the average seat in Yankee Stadium is $1,400. Oof.
Like, yeah, $1,400 is insane, man. I'm like, these tickets. I mean, even regular season tickets too, right? I mean, I know playoff tickets they hike them up like it's like there's no tomorrow.
And big
But
teams, they
it's
hike
just
them up. Yeah.
yeah, but tickets in general, man, not just playoff, just tickets to any game, any sports venue, it doesn't matter. It's just so pricey, man, and it's just like it just seems like they're only catering to certain people. And it's just like, what about your diehard fans? What about your fans that's been following the team for a long time? Especially like the older heads, right? That have seen so much, that have seen like Mickey Mantle and these guys play.
The bleacher creatures, those guys that are out there almost every single game.
Yeah,
what I'm saying, like,
I'm really hoping them out.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they somehow find a way to. I know there are a lot of radio stations in New York that are actually giving away tickets, which is great. But I'm hoping that they allow the little guys in, and not just trying to cater to the celebrities and the big wigs and stuff like that. Because like, if I had it, I mean, if I had it and I didn't have a channel, I'd do it. I would. I'd be like, yo, let's go. But it is definitely expensive. Ray says he thinks seats behind home plate are 5,000 and something.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I could probably check tickets right now and see how much it is to sit behind the Yankees first base side, right? The dugout, like that first row, you know what I mean? Like
5,000 for one game, though. That is
crazy. It's insanity. Now listen, if you and I were rich and we were loaded, then yeah, $5,000 it's pennies. But
there are other ways around it. As content creators, we could write it off. So, but yeah, like, hey, I recorded myself at Yankee Stadium making content. Like, yeah, but yeah, 5K is crazy. But at the same time, too, man, being that this is the first World Series, like, on the Ace Avenue, I'm just so glad that, first postseason for the Yankees, and we've made it all the way to the World Series, 4 wins away. Look, there's nobody I'd rather spend it with than these subscribers that have subscribed to my channel, man. Like,
yeah,
it's, even if somebody handed me a free ticket, I would contemplate not going, because I'm like, man, I want to spend it with you guys, man, because you guys have truly been the best. Like, everything that you guys have done, supported me, supported NFE, NFE Max, everybody, what I'm saying? You guys are truly amazing. And what better way to celebrate than people have been wanting to see me drink all year? The only way you're going to see me drink is if the Yankees win that championship. When they put on the crown is when I'm going to bust out the crown. So
no doubt. Right. Yeah. And, I started this channel, December 2023. Mm-hmm. So, first year, I'm coming up on my first full year as a content creator. And I feel like I started at a good time, the 2024 heading into the spring training, heading into regular season. Yankees had a good year, and first year as a content creator during the World Series, I'm like, I couldn't have asked for anything better. The subscribers are awesome. They're always in the chat. They're always supporting. They're always dropping their comments, dropping their opinions. I love it, man. And I've even had a couple of subscribers reach out and be like, we love the community that you've built. So, just whatever it is you're doing, keep it up. And I'm like, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but I'm trying. I'm just, I like to interact with the folks in the chat, because it's like, if it wasn't for them, our channels wouldn't be where it is. So it's, it's the subscribers are it. I know we put in the work behind the scenes, but honestly, if it wasn't for the subscribers, we wouldn't be here. So so everybody out there knows.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a grind, what I'm saying? That's why when, you see, content creators crying on stream after we won, what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I get it. I'm right there with you. I might cry if we win the World Series. I'm not even going to lie. The emotions are going to be overflowing. 15 years, man. Yeah. 15 years, as close as the Yankees have come. What were you doing 15 years ago? Bro, I had just got out of high school. Like, 15 years, I was still heavily into music. Like, the Ace was a musician back then. What were you doing 15 years ago in 2009?
15 years ago, I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working full time, man. Just working full time, just trying to make that money. And then, it was kind of like a rough time around that time. So it's like, it was the Yankees and the playoffs, man. It took my mind off of a lot of things. So them winning the World Series that year was like, that was awesome. It was it was really good because that was my outlet. Was watching the
D-Rod's a character, man.
D-Rod's a fool.
Yeah, exactly. So
no, I was 23, man. So, my birthday actually is in 4 days.
Okay.
So yeah.
Happy early birthday to you. So the 27th.
Yeah, the 27th. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll be 38, believe it or not.
There you go.
And
speaking of birthdays, Soto's birthday's on Friday, first game of the World Series.
Yeah.
How great would that be? Celebrate 3 home run night, Soto.
That would be huge, man. So yeah, no, Friday night I'll still watch the game, but my brother's actually gonna take myself and the rest of the family out to dinner because his wife's birthday was yesterday, and so we did a small celebration for her, but we're waiting till Friday because it's the weekend. So we're all gonna go out to dinner somewhere. I don't know where, but the whole family, their kids, my mother, myself, we're all gonna go out. But hopefully it's a good night. Yankees win, good dinner, good food. I mean, I just want it to be a good Friday, man. Yep. And then Fridays are always good, but
Yeah, of course. And like to like Eli's point too, you know what I'm saying? Like the 15 years. This is the thing. You can't take I'm trying to savor this moment for real, because guess what? It's not guaranteed to happen again. Us as Yankee fans, you know what I'm saying, 09, you're thinking, okay, we just won one. We could definitely win a lot more. 15 years, I don't want to wait another 15 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to savor this and just enjoy it. Like I said, this is year 2 on my channel, to be able to enjoy it with you guys and meet cool people like yourself, NFE, and the great community that I've been able to go around with and just hop on their channels and, just talk about my beloved Yankees, how much I love this team, bro. Like, it is all coming down to this, bro. 4 games, man. Like, yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait. Like I said, Thank you for popping on, man. Thank everybody for popping in here. Just wanted to come on, just talk about the World Series real quick. Hopefully the next time I have you on here will be after we win that championship. We'll just have a season recap. If we do, I'm saying it now. I had planned on going to the parade, but I had a little setback with when I got to the car accident that kind of set me back.
I understand.
But I'll be having that celebration stream if by some chance the Yankees are able to do it here. Like I said, would love to have you on too during that night if you're available. But first things first, we got to win game 1. Take it one game at a time. Garrett Cole, we need you to shove, man. We need you to go out there and be our ace, mow him down. And Aaron Judge, wake up. Need Giancarlo Stanton to stay locked in. Soto is going to be him. Gleyber Torres, need him to do well. Volpe, keep it going. And let's get a W. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Get it. Let's get number 28. Let's get number 28.
Hold up. I haven't done the sound effects on here in a while. Here we go. That's right, man. Appreciate you for popping on. Make sure you guys go subscribe. Go give my guy NFE a like and subscribe. He does good work over there. I'll be on there Friday before the game, so hopefully I'll see you guys there. 2 more days. Game 1 in the World Series, where the Yankees are 4 wins away from being back on top of the baseball universe. I'm ready. I can't wait. Let's fucking go. Appreciate you for popping on, NFE. You guys are the best. Hit that like and subscribe for your sports, movies, and more. It's yours truly, the Ace. As always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. It's yours truly, the Ace. Adios.
Peace, guys.